welcome back to Sunrise. One more time here this year. Wow, how fast the years go. Mark Oppold, thanks for joining us this morning. 2024 cattle market, I think, shows once again how important Superior Livestock is to your operation, either buying or selling. And we're going to be selling some cattle. You might be buying some here at the top of the hour. Merck Animal Health has again sponsored the 2024 Superior Livestock, I'm going to call the Transaction Assessment Report. It'll be coming out in early 2025. Joining us this morning to talk about that, our good friend, Dr. Glenn Tonsor from Kansas State University, professor of ag economics there at K-State. Doctor, good to talk to you this morning. I want to say before quickly here, I have a daughter, 2 sons, and now a grandson who is at K-State. So a lot of purple in the Oppold family.
Well, purple is good. Thanks for having us on. Met my wife here, so I'm biased towards K-State several ways as well, Mark.
Very good. All right, let's review this sales assessment report for those who may not be familiar, and we want to thank Merck Animal Health for sponsoring it again. What's it all about, Doctor?
Yeah, so as most of your listeners know, Superior Livestock is video-based auction. Lots of claims on the cattle that go through the auctions. So VAC 45 or not, BQA or not, are simple examples of that. But the market premium, or in some cases discounts, for some of those things varies for lots of reasons. There's no reason to believe the premiums on, say, VAC 45 were the same as they were in 2024 as they were in 2020. So one of the things that Merck Animal Health partners with SLA and here at K-State on is answering the question, right, for steers and heifers, and separately nationally as well as regions, how do those premiums vary? Ultimately, for most of your listeners here who are in the interest of, selling or buying those feeder cattle, those, renewed and more precise insights on those premium discounts lead to better decision making. So if I run a cow-calf operation, I can decide whether it's quote unquote worth it to do VAC 45 or should I do VAC 60 instead. If I'm in the business of buying them, right, what's it going to cost me to pay up for maybe the VAC 60 instead of the VAC 45?
What are you looking for? I mean, it's going to come out in early 25, but what are maybe if you have a look into what this assessment report might show, bottom line?
Yeah, so on balance, I think most of the premiums are going to be larger in dollars per hundredweight or dollars per head basis than the past, and that's simply because the base commodity, right, the overall value of the animals has went up, and with that, things that mitigate risk, so such as a VAC program that gets the cattle ready for the next step, they have an elevated value because the base animal is worth more. So I think the market premiums are going to be larger in most part for 2024 than they were when we last looked at them in 2023.
And I'm going to have you look into your crystal ball here once again. List maybe 2 or 3 what you see major factors. A lot of unknowns as we go into the cattle market this new year. What are some of the factors you want to keep an eye on?
Yeah, so closest to the ranch, again, for your listeners, would be lots of discussion about herd expansion. I don't think it's initiated, and I really don't expect it to happen much until the summer of 2026. But I fully expect we're going to continue to talk about it because that has a direct implication on the whole industry. A little further from the ranch, but still very relevant, is the status of beef demand. So both domestic and foreign demand for U.S. beef. It's been pretty good since the pandemic hit and coming out of it. But watching that has a lot to do with how high cattle and beef prices could go. So we need to monitor that. And then the last few months, we've had some elevated discussion around trade, both beef and cattle, international trade. I suspect we're going to hear a lot more about that as 2025 persists. Both of those last points might feel like they're further from your ranch, but they definitely hit your pocketbook.
Very good. Well, it's always great to visit with you, and appreciate the time this morning. We'll wish you a Merry Christmas and a profitable New Year, Doctor.
Happy holidays, Mark.
You too. Dr. Glenn Tonsor joining us, professor of ag economics, Kansas State University. That's going to do it for us, Sunrise here for 2024. I want to give a shout out to my producer, Landry Pulliam. You don't see him, but you see his work each and every week here on Sunrise. So I want to wish Landry a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well. Mark Oppold, we have more Sunrise coming up.